Speaking of reality TV, I couldn't tell what show, if this is a show, but you have a video called Adults Adopting Other Adults is weird. Is that a show?
It's a show that was discontinued halfway through the season because it got really weird.
Yeah, fill me in on this.
I only followed one family on that show. There was like a multiple, like they were following like I think 3 different families, and the one I followed was Danny and Kristen were adopting this woman from another country. She was 20 and she was pregnant. And the whole thing with the adult adoption is like, hey, you don't have parents. We're going to be your parent figures. We're going to help you and support you through this pregnancy. Whatever. Sounds like a good idea. And then you find out through the course of the episode that Danny, he admits it. He's like, yeah, we tried this before, but unfortunately I did feel attraction towards the woman we were adopting. And so we had to stop. And then you're like, oh, okay, I guess that's a thing that happened. And then now through this, he's like showing signs that this is the same shit that's happening again. And his wife, Christine, is like, so not, yeah, that's them. She's like, show me the
20-year-old. That's what I need to see. I mean, this is good for context.
There's a part of the show where Danny, like they're making a sign. They're going to go pick her up from the airport and they make a sign.
Oh no.
And the sign said, or he's like asking his wife, Christine, he's like, what should I put on the sign? She's like, I don't know. It's your sign. Cause she doesn't want to do this at all. And he's like, well, if it were me, I'd say, welcome to blah, blah, blah. Where's my blowy? And she's like, Danny. And like, it's so she doesn't want this. She cries in the airport. And at the time of filming, I'm like, oh, maybe she's like, okay, maybe we're doing a good thing. We're helping someone. I don't think that's why she was crying. Yeah. I think it was because they were adopting a 20-year-old that her husband wants to fuck. And then I think it gets weird. And I think this couple is the reason they ended the show halfway through the season.
How did they not see this fucking coming? Look, you got to be an idiot not to see this coming. And look, kudos to this gentleman for cracking the code, right?
Twice.
Cool guy of the week here, right? I mean, Taylor coming down with the hammer of judgment. I'm lifting this king up, all right?
Can you catch me up on this? I'm sorry.
Woody, this guy on the left decided that he wanted to, with his wife on the far right, adopt a 20-year-old adult who's pregnant, but they'd previously had issues of trying this in the past with the guy on the left wanting to fuck the adult they're adopting. And then it happened, wouldn't you know it, again. And he's just adopting adults from around the world that he wants to have sex with.
Wait a minute.
Or like, maybe
why haven't I been told that you can adopt adult sluts?
I think it's frowned upon.
Well, A&E might reach out to you if that's the case, because they are looking for people to fill up the slot that they took up. And I think there were like discourse on like TikTok and Reddit that like there were people going missing in the area they were living in, like human trafficking from like truck drivers, and he's a truck driver, and people were like connecting dots and being like, was Danny, did he kidnap someone? It was like, there's no specific reason why they canceled it, but like a lot of little maybe reasons.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason I can't finish the fucking show.
That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. I didn't know that you could adopt an adult, as Woody stated.
Usually it's like for people like if you have a step parent where you're like all right, you've actually been a parent to me and like raised me and like I really love and appreciate you as like a father or mother figure in my life. I'm going to get the adoption papers ready and I want you to be my actual parent. That's the main reason that people usually do it.
I've seen that in the TV shows.
Get laid?
No,
you're being a little closed-minded.
Not often. Yeah,
I think the adults being adopted want money, right? And then
guidance was what she was coming to America for from him, and I'm sure he could have given her plenty if his bitch wife hadn't like narked him out to the feds or whatever she did. She probably pulled like fucking Ted Kaczynski's brother on him and just. Like you couldn't have a talk with your brother. That guy's a piece of shit. I mean, look, the other guy was a eco-terrorist or whatever, blowing people up. I mean, that's neither here nor there. That's not cool. But his brother'd have to rat him out. I don't like that. I wouldn't rat you out, Taylor. If I found out you were the fucking Unabomber and that you had maimed people accidentally, even because he didn't mean to maim some of those more innocent victims. He really didn't. They were packages addressed to a CEO of fucking petrochemical, blah, blah, blah. And then, maybe you get his secretary who opens his mail, maim her real good. That sucks. I don't like that. That's not cool. The whole thing's not cool. But if I found out you were doing it, Taylor, Taylor, why are you doing this? You really
Taylor
stressing our friendship.
You gotta cut it out.
You guys could have a harem of sugar babies like this guy was building. And I wouldn't give you a hard time. I give you high fives. You do you.
I think it's just
But
an
you wouldn't
abstract
be
way
on
of
the-
doing 90 Day
You catch me
Fiance.
human trafficking, you report that.
Yeah, if I catch you human, remember we had this conversation. I don't remember who we
Human
talked.
trafficking anyway.
Was it? Wait, we'll get Chris's opinion on this. What was?
Oh,
I
cool.
think we were talking to Drifter. This was a couple years ago, where all of us came down on the side of like, if I think it was like murder was the question. Like, if your dad killed someone, are you going to rat on your dad? And I believe me, Kyle, and Woody immediately were like, no, I am not ratting on my dad. And I think Drifter was like, he murdered someone. I got a rat on him. And like, all of us were like, your own father.
Yeah.
Oh, the nerve. So what,
And even
what do
with
you
like
think?
no context, like let's say your dad just got into an argument with another man, road rage incident, and your dad took it way too far and killed the guy. And he got
think
away. Nobody
important.
saw it happen, but your dad tells you, and then you see it on the news. And he's like, "I did that, son." Like he, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't that he gave me no choice. I had lots of choices. I could have just left at one point. He was still gurgling,
The
but
truth is, Kyle, I wanted to do it.
gave me
Killed
a
him.
thrill.
I killed him.
For the first time in
So
my
would
life,
you-
I felt.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm going to rat him
I
out
felt
right
alive.
away.
He didn't.
I need
wouldn't rat
context.
him? Okay.
It's
Like,
exactly what I just said.
is it my stepdad
Not the
he
comical
killed?
part. No, your biological father that you love. I don't know, your real dad, whatever situation.
I mean, did he
you-
kill my stepdad?
No, he didn't kill your stepdad.
Okay, well, that's
He killed a
complicated.
random
If
guy.
you don't like your stepdad, then yes.
I like him.
Okay, well then
He's
no.
nice.
What
then
if he
a
gave
different-
your real dad no choice? What if he like was planning on killing your mother, and your real dad stepped in, took a fucking iron like a clothes iron and just
Oh.
battered him until there was nothing left of his skull. You saw it, and you're like, "Dad, get out of here."
Well, that's important. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't rat him out. No. But that's the thing. I wouldn't just come out and say like, "Of course I have to. It's murder." But like,
He
I
took-
would.
for
I need the
context, he let the iron heat up before he started.
Well, that's a given.
He thought it.
What's the point of the iron if you're not going to let it heat up?
He had that bitch on linen.
Did you have to use the steam?
He was. Peel off her face.
You're not coming
Grilled
back from that.
cheese.
It was definitely premeditated, Your Honor. He sprayed him 3 times
You
first.
let it heat up for like 10 minutes.
Well, if you look at the video, he's wearing a shirt that says, "This is my murdering shirt." It's like, I knew that
And the shirt had no
was
wrinkles.
a bad
Yeah, I
idea. It's a bad
Yeah,
brand.
I'm certainly not gonna go out of my way. You know, like maybe under heavy grand jury questioning.
If they
There's
ask.
it's a different story, right?
Mhm.
They clearly put 2 and 2 together here. They probably don't even
Mhm.
need my testimony, but me saying this other thing might send me up the river too. It's like,
What are the
can I plead the
rules?
fifth here? Am I allowed to plead the fifth here? Because I
Around
will.
murder?
There
Yeah,
are some
I mean,
rules, yeah.
about
like,
his. Yeah,
you don't have to testify against your spouse. I'm almost
Yes.
positive that's true. Taylor, you've heard that.
I think
name.
that's right. Yeah,
And he's a video game attorney. He knows this sort of thing.
that's true.
I don't know about your dad.
that's only
No,
because
I
he didn't
can't
watch the rest of The
imagine.
Sopranos when Adriana went to the lawyer and was like, "If I get married to Christopher, will that make it so that we can't testify against each other?" And they're like, I mean, that's kind of a murky territory. Anything that happened before the marriage, it's open game. And it's like, oh shit, that doesn't work too well then because he's been a mobster for like every second
Yeah.
I've ever known him.
So if I marry my
Remember
dad
that.
after, it's just too late.
Yeah.
Damn.
You'd have
Yeah,
to
I'm just not
marry
gonna
your
rat my dad out. Is kind of the thing. It was crazy that Drifter was like straight into that. Although maybe his relationship with his father was a bit strained. Do you think?
Could be. We all
Man,
have different
these demons.
relationships.
Yeah.
I
Woody,
watched
have
last
to
week's
ask,
show for a
were-
minute. He was dressed as a clown. Okay, what were you going to ask?